Greetings, everyone. This is Mustafa, your digital marketing specialist, the founder of the Digital Domination Tribe, back at you with this Friday motivational checkup from the neck up video to put some thoughts in your head that will allow you to win and to move you forward in this digital domination journey. We've had a very winning week, I hope. We've had some victories and we plan for some victories for the week coming. But as we get ready to land the plane for this week, I want to give you some thoughts that will allow you to set up your next week for a winning week by the thoughts that you leave this week with. And these are good thoughts that you can have for any given week. So, in the Digital Domination Tribe, we constantly talk about being the masters of our own destiny. We talk about not being beholden to others, but we take charge of our digital destiny and our digital future by using digital tools and using our own creativity amplified by digital platforms. So, using this digital strategy of digital platforms and expressing ourselves through digital means, digital platforms, there are three things that this digital journey can provide for you. And I want you to think about these very, very closely. Think about these. We live in a world that tells us, ever since we were little or middle school to teenage, to think about what are we going to be when we grow up. And then this world tells us that we have to complete high school to get a high school diploma. For what? Not to become more knowledgeable or more wiser or to have a grasp of things. It tells us to complete high school so we can what? Get a good job. So the incentive is not knowledge based, it's employment based to go get a job. And then they tell us, if you really want to make it and you really want to go to the next level, you got to go to college. So that adds 4 years onto the 12 years of us seeking knowledge. And they don't tell you to go to college because you can enlighten yourself or you can become more wise or have a greater grasp of things again. They tell you to go to college for what? So you can get a good job, whatever that means. And we are told to play this game 40 hours a week for 47 years. And then we can retire in our 60s. And now they're trying to raise it to possibly 70. And on average, people are living to about 80-ish. Though now people are living closer to 100. But around 80 to 100 is your time frame. So if you're retiring in your 60s or maybe 70s, then you have a very small window to live your life not working for others. A very small window. Maybe 10, 15 to 20 years. And based on how we lived our life prior to retirement, whether we exercised, ate well, took care of ourselves, kept stress levels low, we may not be in optimal health to enjoy the retirement and freedom that we have. So we may be retired, but we may be in such shop worn condition that we really can just lay there in bed as the world turns. So this digital journey is not just about making nice YouTube videos or being a social media wizard or being a digital marketer or content creator. It's really about freeing you from the idea that going to a job is the only way to produce income. It's the only way you're going to make it is by punching somebody's clock. This is digital domination. We're talking about using digital tools and digital platforms and the digital landscape to make our mark, to make our self known, and to build something that will take care of us and will be what we can float on. So using these digital tools and this digital strategy, it can give you three things. And these are three goals that we should look for. we should be looking for time freedom. As I said, we are told to work 40 hours a week for 40 years. And there's a quote that has been attributed to Mr. Rockefeller. And Mr. Rockefeller is reported to have said that I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers. Now, some have disputed and say that he never said that. I'm still doing my research to get to the bottom of whether he said it or not. But whether he said it or not, it appears that that is the thinking of the modern employment field, that they want to constantly keep you working. You're working 40 hours a week. You're doing overtime. And the way the inflation's going right now, you may be side hustling through DoorDash or Uber or Lyft or doing some type of, or maybe even working a full second job, part time or something like that, some gig. And therefore, you're working and you're working and you're working and you're sleeping to go to work and sleeping from coming to work. And so you work so much, you never have time to really think about thoughts and ideas that will free you from that reality. So we want to gain with digital domination is our time freedom. We want to be an ideal life would be, and I'm not shooting a pipe dream. I'm not saying nothing that's going to happen next week. If you have a job and you don't have a alternative means to make secure income, you better stay your butt on that job until you figure the other situation out. But we ultimately want to get our time freedom where we're not giving 40 hours a week to someone else. We ultimately want to give that 40 hours a week to ourselves. And if you had a creative venture, a business, a service, consulting, or creating digital products or a course, do you know how amazing you can ramp that up or scale that up if you was giving the time you give to the job to yourself? So digital domination can actually ultimately give you your time back, where someone else is not dictating your day before your day even gets started. Someone else is telling you when to wake up. Someone else is telling you when to take a break. Someone else is telling you when to take your lunch. Someone else is telling you how many times you can get sick, or whether you have to come into work half sick, half dead. Someone else is telling you when or if you can take a vacation this year with your family. Someone else is putting a cap on your income potential and telling you what your hourly or annual salary worth is. Someone else is doing that. So we want to gain our time back so that we can use our time in our best interest, not necessarily giving it to the best interest of others. Then we want to get our location freedom. See, location freedom, the digital platform and the digital landscape will allow us, let me say it like this, there's a group of people out here called digital nomads. I like them. That's a dream to shoot forward to. Not a pipe dream, but something that people are doing every day right now. Digital nomads are people who they live everywhere. They may live in Thailand for a few months. They may go live in Bali for a few months. They may go live in Mexico for a few months. They may live in South America, and they may live in different cities and states throughout America. But as long as they got their smartphone, their laptop, and or their tablet, they can log into activities that create income for them, and they're not tied to a job. They're not tied to a location. They can go as they please. So time freedom, we want location freedom. We want to be able to say, hey, I want to work from New York this week. Hey, next week I want to be out on the West Coast. I'm going out to California. Next, and then another month I'm going down to Florida, catch some of that good summer sun. Location freedom can be ours. And then we want to gain, lastly, financial freedom. As I said, being an employee is not necessarily bad, because if you don't have another means of creating income and you have not demonstrated that other way of creating income actually works over the long haul. You can have a good month and make an income, or 2 or 3 months, and then everything else you're doing nothing. So that's good, but that's not sustainable because you have bills every month. You got to have a system and a way that works, that produces income for you every single month. So until you do so, stay your butt on your job and then work your digital initiatives on the sides, nights and weekends until you build it up strong enough and you have a nest egg enough, then or a job doesn't um, factor in for you anymore. So you want to gain your financial freedom back, and using these digital tools and digital platforms will allow you to not live with a cap on your income. So you decide, hey, I want to give myself a raise. I want to make 6 figures this year. I want to go for 200,000 this year. Meaning I got to produce more content. I got to produce more courses. I got to produce more digital products. I got to talk to people more. I got to help more people. I got to do more consulting. I got to do more something in the digital landscape to produce those things that can create income. So those are 3 things that I just want you to think about. And as I'm saying to you these things, this is not something that's going to happen in 6 months. This is not a get rich quick overnight wealth building system that I'm talking about. But I'm talking about in the long run, long term, this is something to shoot for. That wouldn't it be amazing if you had time freedom? I just want you just to envision this, what I'm saying. Wouldn't it be amazing if you had total time freedom? You know, they say that on Sunday nights is some of the most stressful times of the week for millions of people because they're contemplating, I got to go to this job that I hate. But this job provides a roof over my head. It allows me to have transportation. It allows me to put food on the table. It allows me to pay my little bills. So I hate it, but I need it. And it says that Monday morning, I forgot the time, but early Monday morning, the heart attack rate increases because the stress level of people going to jobs they hate, it creates pressure on the heart, and heart attacks increase Monday mornings. But wouldn't it be amazing if we had the time freedom to say, it's Monday morning, what do I want to do for the next 5 days for myself? And with my creativity and with my tools and with my my digital means, what do I want to do? Where you plan your own week out instead of a job giving you a schedule, giving you assignments, you give yourself assignments for 5 days. And then what if you had location freedom? Just think about it. Just imagine, as I just said, you got time freedom. You would ultimately have time freedom. But what if you said on Monday, you know what? I don't want to be in my location where I'm at right now. I always wanted to go to Philadelphia. And then you say, I'm going to Philadelphia. And I'm going to work out of Philadelphia this week or for a few days, and then I'll come back. And because you're not tied to a location, because you are a digital creator, you have digital platforms and digital tools and digital platforms going that helps you, you can get up and go as you please. And wouldn't it be amazing if you had financial freedom? Just think about that. That your bills were paid out of your own effort. So instead of there being a cap on your hourly salary, your hourly pay, or your annual salary, what you paid monthly, and your job puts a cap on that, and maybe they give you a raise, and every year they give you a raise of a quarter, a dollar, a few dollars, they give you a raise. But what if there was no cap on your income? Week to week, month to month, year to year, there's no cap. That when you want a raise, you just start working harder. You just create more. You just give more. You help more. You provide more. And therefore, your creativity is the means for giving you all the income you want when you want. Wouldn't that be amazing if you had financial freedom along with time freedom and location freedom? So, this is just me giving you a vision of what is possible. Again, I'm not telling you to go quit your job next week and chase this when this hasn't been fleshed out in your life. I am saying that what I'm giving you is the big picture, the ultimate aim that you can and you should reach for. But in the meantime, you and yours still have to eat. You still have to function. And that paycheck may be the means of making that happen. Okay? So just think on those three things as you move on throughout your day, throughout the week. What would time freedom feel like for you, and what will it mean to you if you had total time freedom? What would location freedom look like and feel like for you if you had total location freedom? And what would financial freedom look like for you and feel like for you if you had total financial freedom? And if all three of those things were working together as they can using this digital approach and digital strategy, what would your life look like? Would you be less stressful? Wouldn't it be amazing if you could retire early, because this allows you to still produce income to take care of your rent, your mortgage, your bills, your car note, your family obligations? Wouldn't that be amazing? You would probably live less stressful days. And you know what that would probably do? It would probably increase your longevity of living, because you'll be less stressful. You'll be fulfilled, and you'll be living a great purposeful life. So you'll be smiling every day. People, why are you smiling so much? I plan my week. I can work where I want to, and I ain't worrying about my bills getting paid. Man, that sounds like heaven on earth. That sounds like an amazing life to shoot for and to aim for. And whether that comes in a year or 3 years or 5 years, it is a worthy goal for you to shoot for and to aim for and to possibly have. Nothing great was built overnight. Rome wasn't built overnight. No greatness was built overnight. Even things that appeared to be overnight success, we just didn't see all the nights of hard work and labor and burning the candles at night that led to that one night that was an overnight success. But there was work put in that led to the overnight success. So I'm giving this to you as a motivational message on this Friday, on our Motivation Friday, thought changing and check up from the neck up, to just give you something to vision. Just visualize it. Just visualize all your bills being paid. Visualize your location freedom. Visualize your time freedom. And if it feels good to you in the vision stage, work hard in the real life to make your vision reality. This is Mustafa, your digital marketing specialist, the founder of the Digital Domination Tribe. Check me out at digitalmarketingwithmustafa.com. That is digitalmarketingwithmustafa.com. That is my one-stop shop resource. Excuse me, my voice is a little dry. That's my one-stop shop, which will allow you to connect to my blog posts, my podcasts, my videos, my ebook downloads, my book Digital Domination, all the resources that I have, I give to you. That will also allow you to connect to me one-to-one if you want to consult about a specific problem or a specific way I can help you one-to-one, where I can tailor these things to your situation to help you become a digital creator, a digital giant on these digital streets, this digital landscape. I'm definitely available to talk to you one-to-one. You can schedule that through the website and find out more information about the details there and what the offer provides for you. Definitely like to see your face. Definitely like to talk to you. If you like this video and you found this video of value to you, definitely hit that like, give me some love, and subscribe to me so you can be in the loop and be notified when new video content like this comes out during the week. And if you found this video also of value and you liked it and you subscribed to me, share it with someone. If there's someone that you think can be benefited from this video or other videos, feel free to share the video. Put it on your social media page. Put it in a group. Put it on your pages. email it to a friend, text it to a friend, tell them there's a guy talking about this and that, and let them hear what I got to say. And remember at all times that I'm not building this just for me. We are the digital domination tribe. So I'm thinking of us, and I want you to think of us. That when I rise, you rise. When you rise, I rise. When we rise, we make all rise. So this is the digital domination tribe. Think in a tribe mentality. We are a group of people that are trying to win on these digital streets, on this digital landscape. Peace. See you next time.